Alrighty, now that we have converted points, now we're going to convert some equations. We are still going to use these same formulas that we did for points, but we're just going to use equations. Okay, so whenever we are converting a polar equation into a rectangular equation, we have to change r and theta into x and y. Once I get rid of r and theta and I have x's and y's, I'm done. So first one is r equals 1. Well, I know r squared is x squared plus y squared. So r would be the square root to get the squared away. Remember we kind of looked at that on what page? Page 4, where we took it and just put it in r equals and we just put the square root over there. So r is the square root of x squared plus y squared equals 1. Well, r is gone, x and y is there. That's my answer. Wow. Okay, number 2. Theta is 45 degrees. Now when I have a theta, I want tangent next to it. I can do tangent theta as long as I also put tangent on the other side. Because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. Well, we know now that tangent is y over x. And then tangent of 45 is from our unit circle. So if I go to 45 degrees on my unit circle and do y over x, that's the root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. That's just 1. You technically are done here, but I'm just going to make it prettier by multiplying by x to the other side. So I can just have y equals x. Yay! Okay, number 3. Let's bring secant over here because secant isn't one of my things, but I know if I divide by secant, and I want to bring secant to the numerator, secant becomes cosine. And now you can tell that r cosine theta is x. Y'all try number 4. Do the same thing for number 4. Pause this video, try number 4, then push play to check it. Make sure you pause, you little sneakers. Welcome back. Okay, let's check your number 4. So it's very similar to number 3. You divided by cosecant. But then cosecant turned into sine. And r sine theta is y. Did you get that? Oh my gosh, good job. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, this one's a little different because if I divide by sine, then I would get cosecant, and I don't want that. But in order to use sine, I need an r beside it. So I'm going to multiply both sides by r. So the left side becomes r squared. The right side will be 3, and there's the r, sine theta. I put that r there because I wanted it to look like this. So we know that r squared is x squared plus y squared. And 3 r sine theta is y. Yay! Ooh, this one looks crazy. Okay, what you're gonna do when you get a fraction is just cross multiply. So if I multiply r to both of these, don't forget to distribute. So this will be 2r cosine theta minus 3, she gets the r too, and then 6 times 1 is 6. Well, now you'll probably notice r cosine theta, r sine theta, there's our x and y. So this will be 2x minus 3y equals 6. Yay! Do the same thing to number 7, where you distribute the r to both the 2 and the cosine. So this will be 2r minus r cosine theta equals 2. Okay, well, r by itself is the square root of x squared plus y squared minus r cosine theta, we know from here, is just x equals 2. Now this isn't pretty, but all the r's and thetas are gone, so we're done. So that's how you go to polar from rectangular. Let's do the other way. Let's go from rectangular into polar. Now this time there is a specific notation. You have got to get it into R equals. Up here we were able to leave it however we wanted, but for polar it has to say R equals bleh. So number 1, we need to change x and y using R cosine theta and R sine theta. So we'll have 5, excuse me.
Teachers, pardon the interruption. It is now 10 o'clock. Please take attendance. Thank you.
Plus R sine theta equals 12. Okay, since both of these terms have an R, we're going to factor out an R. So this will just be 5 cosine theta plus 7 sine theta equals 12. Okay, if I need to get it to R equals, that means I need to get rid of all of this. Right now, this is R times this, so to get rid of this, I'm going to divide over all of that. And now it's in R equals. X and Y are gone, so that's my answer. Yay! Number 2. All I have to do is get rid of X. I know she is R cosine theta. Now I want R by itself, so I'm going to divide by cosine. And I want to make this a little bit prettier, even though it's already in R equals. To bring cosine to the numerator, she becomes secant. Question so far? No? Okay, let's keep going. Or how about you try number 3? Number 3 is very similar to number 2, so y'all try number 3. You can do it. Oh, good job. Let's check our answer. So you said R sine theta equals 6. You divided by sine, and then you were like, I can make it prettier. And you did cosecant, right? Yay! Okay, a couple more. Number 4, x squared plus y squared. Here she is. That's R squared. Okay, it's not completely in R equals. I have to get rid of the squared by square rooting. So that means R is 3. That was easy. Okay, this one's a crazy girl. Okay, I know x squared plus y squared is R squared, but that's not what this is in right now. What you have to do first is FOIL this guy, because this is technically y minus 2 times y minus 2. So I'm going to FOIL that. Y squared minus 2y minus 2y plus 4. Combine the two y's, so this will be y squared minus 4y plus 4. We still have plus x squared equals 4. Okay, so here's my x squared and y squared. That's the r squared minus 4. Instead of y, I want to say r sine theta. And I still have plus 4. Okay, I gotta get r by itself. So let's subtract the 4 over here to get 0. And then since both terms have an r, let's divide by r. Let's take an r out, so we're basically factoring. Okay. So now I have r is 0 and r minus 4 sine is 0. So I'm going to have two different equations. One where r is 0. And this one, I have to add it to the other side. And there's my other one. That one's a tricky one, but it's okay. Any ones that look like this pretty much look like this, so you should be okay. turn the page, you have another section where the problems look very similar. So use your notes from page 6 to do page 7. When you do page 7, check your answers on Schoology. Do not just copy. That's not going to help you get ready for the quiz or the test. But that's converting equations. Bye.